Hey, do you ever feel like you're spinning your wheels? Do you ever feel like you just you're just doing the do, you're just going through the actions, you're just rushing around doing what has to be done? Or even worse, doing things because you feel you have to do them. You know, they're on your to-do list, which means that they must be done. So, what if there was another way? What if you could be just as productive? In fact, what if you could be 10 times as productive but feel like you were doing half as much? How would that be? That's what I would love to explore with you today. This is like one of my favorite topics, and it's something I have played with a lot, and I'd love to share with you my findings and hear what you have to say about it too. So, hi, I am Kylie Ansett. I am the Alignment Whisperer, and I guide seekers of alignment to connect with their inner wisdom so that they can show up in the world with purpose and live their lives on purpose. So I'm coming to you from beautiful Sydney, Australia, and I'd love to know, where are you tuning in from? Where in this beautiful world are you at this moment, and what time of day is it? Because I just love that, here it is, middle-ish of the day in Sydney, Australia. It's a lovely, cool day. But it's just, time is such a mutable thing, right? Anyway, this is your daily dose of alignment. So let's talk about this thing. Now, I'm all about the alignment, but I think a lot of the time we don't even know what it means. Like, what does alignment mean? And how do we know when we're in alignment and when we're out of alignment? And why would we want to be in alignment? So these are big topics, but this is like for me, this is what it's all about. This is the point of it all. Being in alignment. Now, if you are in alignment, everything changes. Like, okay, there's this thing in our society. It's in Australian society. I'm pretty sure it's all over the Western world and all over the Eastern world and the Northern world and the Southern world. It's all over the world that your worthiness is measured by how much you do. And if you're not doing the do, if you're not out there doing, you're kind of not worthy. So that it's not a spoken rule. But it's there, and nonetheless, it is a belief that somehow, at some point, has been instilled in us. And so because of that, we spend a lot of time doing things. They don't have to be good things or bad things. They just have to be things. We just have to be doing. Have you ever felt like that? It's got that spinning of the wheels thing. And then because it's so ingrained in us, we make sure that we've always got things to do. We call it our to-do list. Just in case there was ever, God forbid, a very tiny moment where you had nothing to do, well, go check your to-do list and then you can make sure you're doing, because we don't want you just being, you got to be doing. That's kind of this kind of weird, I don't know, everyone has to be productive to be worthy type of mentality that we see everywhere, is all around us. There's this guilt, there's this pressure. Did it come from society, from our parents? Did it come from, I don't know. I don't think we were born with it. That's for sure. But here's the thing. Now, I talk about alignment a lot. I call myself the Alignment Whisperer. Now, that does not mean that I'm an expert in alignment. It just means that I have made it my life's purpose to get in touch with and tune into that aspect that I consider to be alignment. Aligning. So it's my focus, right? I call my group Addicted to Alignment because for me, nothing else is as important. So here's the thing. And I've got to tell you this story about how I went through this, because when we are out of alignment and we try to get busy or have to do the do or have to do the things that are on our to-do list, when we're out of alignment, if we do that from a place of out of alignment, it feels like efforting, it feels like hard work, it feels like not fun, it feels like things that we have to do rather than things that we get to do. It feels like work. It feels hard and heavy. There's resistance, and I actually think that's how we spend most of our lives. Most of us do, right? That is the spinning the wheels feeling. That is the making a lot of splash, but not really getting anywhere. So that's what happens when you do things out of alignment. Now, here's where we flip this on its head. If you get into alignment first, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about what that looks like. How you get into alignment is everything that I talk about. Everything that comes out of my mouth is about how to get into alignment. So you can look at any one of my lives, read any one of my posts, have a one-on-one coaching session with me. It's all about getting into alignment. But here's the thing. Get into alignment first, and then see what happens. And then look at your to-do list. Or maybe then write your to-do list from a place of alignment. Now, let me tell you this story about how this played out in my life, because I am a doer. Oh yes, I'm productive. I have written 7 books. I have run businesses. I have, you point me in a direction and I will head. I will do the do. I am very good at being productive. In some areas, not in all areas. I'm not, and that's for sure. But in those areas, absolutely, I can make things happen. I can push through. I can create habits. I can do all the things. All those productivity books. I can follow them and create habits and and all that kind of thing. I can do that very well. But when I started looking at getting to alignment first, and then do the thing, that's when everything changed. And it changed in a very confronting, for me, way. It was confronting because I am so used to doing things that when I made a commitment to myself that I wouldn't do anything unless I was what could we say, inspired, that's the word, unless I was inspired to do it from a place of alignment. And I did nothing for about 5 months, and it killed me. I was like, what? I'm not doing my live streams. I'm not writing my blogs. I'm not writing my books. I just, all of this stuff that I'd been busily doing and creating, I stopped it all. And it was so hard. I was like having to hold myself back because from an out of alignment place, I thought I should be doing something, anything. It didn't matter what, just something. From an out of alignment place, I was waiting when I was in alignment, my message was do nothing. Just do nothing. Nothing. That was the message. Every time I got into alignment, it was like, no, just sit, just be, just sit, just be. And then it would feel so uncomfortable that I'd push against it. And I would, resist. But then I had to recognize, no, when I do that, I'm straight away out of alignment. And then from that place, that's where I'm making the decision to do this or that. So I sat with it. I sat with it for months. As I said, for months, I honored that process. That's really what it was. It was an honoring of a process. And then, I don't know, something shifted and it was like, okay, well, how about you do this? And little by little, I started putting things into place from an aligned place, from an aligned perspective. Now, here's the difference. Because I was thinking, is this what it means? If I'm in alignment, does that mean that I'll just do nothing forever? I think what I was doing is kind of balancing the hugely out of balance way I'd been. So doing nothing was trying to get that back into balance, right? So from that place, I started doing things, and this is the beautiful message that I really want you to get, is when you do things from a place of alignment, there is no effort because there's no resistance. So it's effortless. You can be producing and doing so many things, but it takes no effort. And that's kind of the magic, because you look back and you go, wow, did I do this and this and this and this? And I still feel like I got the time and the space and the energy to do that and that and that and that. I feel like I've been sitting around doing nothing all day. That's what it feels like when you come from a place of alignment. It is effortless. That's the kind of magic. And I think for me, I probably needed that long-ish break to appreciate fully where I was coming from, what it felt like. Well, I don't know. I don't know why I needed it, but I was honoring the process, and I was following what felt appropriate and what felt right. So doing the do, not doing the do, doesn't matter. It's coming from a place of alignment that matters. And when you do that, the stuff that you do is effortless. And that's just all I can say about it. It is effortless. It feels easy. You produce 10 times the amount. The ideas, the creativity flows, but so does the action to back it up, and it doesn't deplete you. No matter how much activity and action and production you put into it, there is no depletion. It is like a limitless well that you're drawing from. So that's what happens when you get into alignment. So like that for me is the magic. Now, how do we get into alignment? Because of course that's the $64 million question. How do you get into alignment? Well, like I said, watch any of my live streams. I'm pretty much talking about aspects of that over and over again. The blogs that I write, the posts that I put up on Facebook, certainly one-on-one coaching with me. That is our goal, is to get into alignment. You know, I call it alignment coaching. It's not about just pushing through and, you know, holding a whip to someone to make them do, and then as soon as you walk away without the whip, they stop doing because it was such hard work, or they do it and they get depleted and burnt out. It's not that at all. It's kind of almost the opposite. It's like this effortless production, and my goal as a coach is to hold people in that place and then just let them go, because there is no resistance. So just like when you take the brake off a car, or it's the smooth, it's effortless. It runs with ease. So that's what I aim for myself. It's the space that I hold for my clients. It's what I encourage you to look at and play around with, and just ask yourself that question. What does it feel like to be in alignment, and then to get into alignment, and then do the thing, or decide, should I do the thing from that place? And you'll be surprised at just how easy it feels. So thank you so much for spending time with me in the Alignment Sandbox. I had fun. I found it informative. I love these little chats because I actually don't know where they're going, and that's the honest truth. I have a vague outline, obviously, but it's always interesting to me where they end up going, and usually I end up talking about things that I didn't even know I was going to, but were very relevant. So thank you so much for allowing me to hold this space and share this with you. And please always know that the power is within you. Bye-bye.